Time has come for the Lewis and Clark County Board of Commissioners to meet and greet and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Let's do it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, here we are once again, and I am Candace Payne. I'm the chairman of the County Commission. To my left is Commissioner Tom Rolfe.
Good morning, Chair Payne.
Good morning, Tom. And the illustrious Mrs. Grandy is our recording secretary. Hold up your hand. There it is. Okay. She's no longer Brandy Spangler. She's Brandy Grandy. And to her left is our Jenny Chambers, who is head of our Public Works Department and the Planning Department. Good morning, Jenny. To my right is Commissioner Andy Hunthausen. Good morning, Andy. And Nico Hash from the County Attorney's Office. And Mr. Roger Baltz, who is head of, he is our Chief Administrative Officer, CAO. Did I do that right?
Yes.
I'm getting better. Okay. We have a sign-up sheet right in the front of the room there on that side of the barrier. And I would encourage you to sign in and grab an agenda so you can follow along in this adventure. All right, this morning we will start off with, we have consent action items and they are presented by Roger Baltz. Go for it, Roger.
Thank you, Chair Payne and Commissioners. You have two items to consider this morning. The first is item 2A, vendor claims report for the week ending September 26, 2025. Staff recommends approval of that item. And item 2B is Canyon Ferry Road speed study request. Staff recommends approval of that item as well. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Roger. Is there any comments from the Commission? Andy? Is there any public comment on this matter? Seeing none. Maybe we could have a motion?
Chair Payne, I would move to approve consent action items 2A and 2B as explained by Roger Baltz. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the consent action items as presented by Roger Baltz. Is there any further discussion from the Commission? Okay, then. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Next on our agenda, action items. Number 3A, the grant award for Senate Bill 536 funds from the Montana Department of Transportation as explained by Mr. Dan Carlin. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, Chair Payne, Commissioners. For the record, Dan Carlin, County Engineer. Before you today is an award from the Montana Department of Transportation, or MDT, of Senate Bill 536 discretionary grant funds. In July, we submitted to MDT an application for SB 536 grant funds that were available on a first-come, first-served basis. This grant, if accepted by the Board of County Commissioners, will provide $793,700 as the required match for the recently awarded Augusta Clemens Bridge Replacement Montana Coal Endowment Program, or MCEP, project. Staff recommends that the Board of County Commissioners approve the grant award from MDT for $793,700 and the chair to sign the grant agreement, and I can answer questions you may have.
Thank you, Dan. This is so exciting. We've been trying to get this bridge taken care of ever since I got elected, so it's been going on a while. Do we have any questions or comments? Commission, Tom?
Just a comment. I believe we're talking about a bridge that's going to cost about $1.6 million, and we've been able to get grants to cover the whole thing. Is that right?
Chair Payne, Commissioner Rolfe, that's correct. So we have $750,000 grant award from the Montana Coal Endowment Program. That program requires a minimum 50% match, which would be $750,000 or more. And this Senate Bill 536 is covering above and beyond, which is what our consultant estimated the total project at. So
Great.
that is correct.
Great. And if I might
Tom?
follow up, but I personally think this is going to have an effect on the flooding in the area there going down Main Street in Augusta too. And maybe when we combine that to the other work we're looking at doing on the flood diversion in that area, maybe we can help those folks a little bit.
Chair Payne, Commissioner Rolfe, yeah, so anytime we put in a new bridge, they have to meet the floodplain permit requirements as well as our Lewis and Clark County bridge standards. So this bridge will be designed hydraulically efficiently and adequately to handle the 100-year flood. That doesn't mean the surrounding area will be. There's other measures that we've got in mind for that as well. But yes, this will have a positive impact.
Great.
Chair Payne.
Andy?
Mr. Carlin, people can probably infer from the discussion, at least the general area where this is, but maybe just a real quick recap of where it is, what we're doing, and kind of general timelines or guesstimation of timelines.
Absolutely, Chair Payne, Commissioner Hunthausen. So I apologize for not having a diagram up there on the award here, but this is in the community of Augusta or very nearby. The Clemens Road is, I want to say it's about a mile southwest of Augusta on 435, Route 435. Clemens Road heads almost directly south from there, and it accesses quite a bit of ground, a lot of farm and ranch territory in there. So that's kind of the location of what we're talking about.
And I think this is important that this isn't just a bridge, but it was an old bridge and it was creating a barrier. So the water, instead of going under the bridge, would find its own way, which is why, was it 2018, we had serious flooding in downtown Augusta. And I'm so happy you got this done. Any idea when this project will start?
Chair Payne, thank you for the follow-up on that. So we are in the process of getting our grant startup requirements met. We are in the process of soliciting through our procurement policy our consultant, which will be off of our pre-qualified list. Once that's begun, it'll take probably close to a year to have the design completed, and we're targeting a 2027 construction.
It just seems like such a long time. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, Dan, thank you for your good hard work. Is there any further discussion? Andy?
No.
Is there any public comment on this? Seeing no public comment, could we have a motion, please?
Chair Payne, I'd move that we accept the grant award for the Senate Bill 536 funds from the Montana Department of Transportation as presented by Mr. Carlin.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we accept the grant award for Senate Bill 536 funds from the Montana Department of Transportation. Is there any further comment from the commission? Seeing none.
I just one thing,
Tom?
I don't think it came up. This bridge is, I believe, was built originally in about 1912 or 1914, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Chair Payne, Commissioner Rolfe, I believe it was 1908.
Okay. So it's well
Time.
overdue. Yep.
Okay. Any further comment? Seeing no further comment, all in favor of approving this grant award indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Next on our agenda, amendment number 1 to task order number 3 between Lewis and Clark County and the Tri-County Fire Safe Working Group to be presented by Mr. Kyle Sturgill Simon. Good morning, Kyle.
Good morning, Chair Payne, Commissioners. Thank you. For the record, Kyle Sturgill Simon, Emergency Manager for Lewis and Clark County. We are asking for an amendment to task order, basically for an extension of the period of performance. We had a current period of performance ending on September 30th of this year, but one of the projects involves burning of hazardous fuels that have been removed from a property. Our fire season started a little bit earlier this year, so they didn't feel comfortable doing it this spring. And we still have a debris burning ban in effect right now. So they're asking for an extension out through May 31st of next year.
Thank you, Kyle. You have included a map in our packet, but it is not available on the monitor for all those folks out in TV land to look at. Could you give us a little more information on the location of this?
Chair Payne, yes. So the location for this particular property is a private property out off of Austin Road. It's about 30 acres total that was being treated in the area. And the project itself was proposed because there had been other treatments done, and this tied them all together to make a continuous block of treated properties in terms of wildfire mitigation. And apologies for not having it up on the map, but it's a single private property owner off of Austin Road.
Okay, and on this map, it shows phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. And phase 1 has little red dots on it. What does that indicate?
Commissioner Payne threw me for a little bit of a loop here because I don't have the red dots right in front of me. May I approach the bench?
Yes, please.
Looks like it's just where the structures are, Chair Payne, the houses.
It is for structures probably, but so is that the part that will be done first?
Chair Payne, yes, so those red dots are structures on the property, and phases is a little bit different than how we normally describe them, but this project was to do defensible space, which is the property immediately adjacent to structures. That's a little bit more strict of guidelines in terms of removing fuels that can directly impact a structure during a fire. And then farther out from that, we call it hazardous fuels removal, where you're maybe not removing as much of the fuels, but you're being more conscientious about which fuels you are removing. Ladder fuels, which are low-hanging branches that can catch grass fires and then promote the fire up into the trees, things along those lines. And then that treatment goes farther out from the property. So the fuel removal has already been done. This has all been stacked and piled on the property, and the final step remaining is to burn the debris.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any further questions from the commission?
None here.
Andy? Is there any public comment? Seeing no public comment, let's have a motion.
Chair Payne, I would move to approve amendment number 1 to task order number 3 between Lewis and Clark County and Tri-County Fire Working Group as explained by Kyle Sturgill Simon.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve this amendment as explained by Mr. Kyle Sturgill Simon. Let's see. I don't remember if I asked for public comment.
You did.
What? Did I? Okay, in that case, I never want to forget that because if I do, then my friend Nico jumps up and waves his arms and I try to save him from that. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any further comment from this commission? Seeing none, all those in favor of amendment number 1 to task order number 3 between Lewis and Clark County and Tri-County Fire Safe Working Group indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Kyle. Item 3C on our agenda, contract between Lewis and Clark County and Paul M. Putz Historic Preservation Works LLC to be presented by Ms. Pam Attardo, who could not be here today, but she is being replaced or at least filled. Jenny Chambers will be filling in for her. Good morning, Jenny.
Yep. Good morning, Chair Payne and Commissioners. Pam had a conflict today, so yes, I'm going to present this contract on her behalf. Attached for your consideration is the contract for historical preservation services with Paul Putz Historical Preservation Works LLC. The contract is in the amount of $18,000 and will provide support to the Lewis and Clark County Heritage Tourism Council. And the work would include digitizing of historical documents, conservation of damaged historical documents, storage of documents, photographs, and also preparation of National Register historical property records and nominations. Paul Putz, he was a retired county historical preservation officer and has been performing this work for the county since 2013 as an independent contractor. Staff recommends approval of the contract with Paul Putz Historical Preservation Works for the contract of $18,000 for a period of time to end August 31st of 2026. Happy to answer any questions you guys may have.
Thank you, Jenny. Any questions from the commission? Tom, Andy? I think the county's had a long appropriate relationship with Mr. Putz, so I'm glad to see we're getting this done. No more comments from the commission. Is there any public comment? Seeing no public comment, could we have a motion?
Chair Payne, I would move to approve the contract between Lewis and Clark County and Paul Putz Historic Preservation Works LLC as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve this contract between Lewis and Clark County and Paul M. Putz Historic Preservation Works LLC. Is there any further comment from the commission? Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Item 3D of our agenda, contract between Lewis and Clark County and CenturyLink Communications LLC to be presented by Mr. James Thomas. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Chair Payne, Commissioners. James Thomas, Lewis and Clark County and City of Helena IT Director. Before you this morning is a contract between Lewis and Clark County and CenturyLink Communications LLC. This is a 24-month contract to provide Lewis and Clark County and the City of Helena a 1 gigabit fiber internet connection. Basically, this is to the internet for a cost of $825 per month. Across the total term, that'll amount to $19,800. This circuit, the additional fiber, will enhance the internet connectivity across the whole organization by providing both redundancy as well as increased bandwidth. So our plan is to basically utilize our current internet provider connection and the new connection from CenturyLink at the same time. So we'll double our bandwidth. This contract has been reviewed and approved by both the County Procurement Office and the County Attorney's Office. The internet services are defined as a utility in the county policy and are exempt from competitive procurement. This amount has been budgeted for in the IT budget for fiscal year 26. Staff recommends approval of the contract with a total cost of $19,800 and authorize the chair to sign. Be happy to address any questions.
I have a question, and the chances are everybody knows this but me. This is a contract to provide services to both Lewis and Clark County, that's us, and the City of Helena. and we are paying $19,800. Does the city, what's the city's price for this? Do they have a similar contract, or is this through? Guide me through this, James.
Chair Payne, I'd be happy to. Through the IT department, we are a shared resource for both the city and the county. So our budget is basically split between the city and the county. And it's based on what is known as a cost allocation that both finance directors, city and county, work through and approve. And this cost allocation is based on the number of employees in each organization so that it's fairly allocated between the two organizations. So this cost, you can look at this cost as it would be split between city and county budgets.
Okay, so we're not approving this full amount to come out of the county's bank account. It will be divvied up between the users. Is the city going to approve this contract too?
Chair Payne, the contracts all come through the county only, since the IT department is administratively part of the county. The city, we have the, my apologies, you've caught me unprepared for this
Sorry.
question. We have an IT board that we report to, which is comprised of both the city commission, city manager, county commissioner, and Mr. Baltz, the county administrative officer. They help guide us through basically these items. But we are county employees. Contracts are basically signed at the county level, and the city accepts those on that behalf. Best I can explain. My apologies.
Thank you, James. It's very helpful. All right. Are there any other questions from the commission for Mr. Thomas?
No.
Andy? Is there any public comment? Seeing no public comment, can we have a motion, please?
Chair Payne, I would move to approve the contract between Lewis and Clark County and CenturyLink Communications LLC as explained by James Thomas.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve this contract between Lewis and Clark County and CenturyLink Communications LLC. Is there any further comment from the commission? Seeing none, all indicate approval by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposing, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Okay. Oh, hello, James. I didn't realize you were coming to see us today. Next on our agenda, 3E, contract between Lewis and Clark County and the TDS Metrocom LLC, as presented by James Thomas.
Chair Payne, commissioners, again, James Thomas, city and county IT director. Before you this morning is a contract between Lewis and Clark County and TDS Metrocom LLC, known more commonly as just TDS. This is a 24-month contract to provide Lewis and Clark County and the city of Helena with a 1 gigabit fiber internet connection, same as my previous presentation. This one is a little different though. This one carries basically a monthly cost of $79 or $1,896 for the full term across 24 months. Excuse me, this cost or this contract is being offered as a promotional rate from TDS to sign up early. They're new in town and basically they're getting customers lined up. Currently, their service is not available. So today, we can sign up today and get the rate, but we cannot get their service. They are still building. So the goal with this service basically is we would transition to the TDS fiber internet service in June of 2027. This is also when we will start paying their monthly bill. Same as previous, this circuit will basically enhance the internet connectivity across the organization, provide us 2 internet providers. This contract has been reviewed by county procurement and also the county attorney's office. And still the internet services are defined as utilities in county policy, and they are exempt from county procurement, competitive procurement. Staff recommends the approval of the contract with a total cost of $1,896 and authorize the chair to sign. I would be happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions from the commission? Andy?
Chair Payne, I do not have any questions.
Thomas?
Well explained.
If I might.
Yes.
This is another redundancy contract, is that right?
Chair Payne, Commissioner Rolfe, that is correct. We will only have 2 providers at one given time. We really can't utilize 3. We're not really equipped for that. As the CenturyLink previous contract will carry us from September of this year for 2 years, then we will look in June of 2027, we will look to transition over to the TDS service as a cost-saving measure to provide that same redundancy.
Got it. Thank you.
Just, we had a really good discussion on this, but it's been like last week or something. So there will be an end to the CenturyLink communications contract, and then this one starts, so there's no overlap. They're just stacking.
Chair Payne, very close. We did plan for a 3-month overlap.
Okay?
So the CenturyLink contract ends in September of 2027. The TDS contract starts in June of 2027. We plan that overlap across the summer. Combination of factors. We feel for our own internal staff, it gives us a cushion to make that transition smooth and seamless without high pressure breaking one to fix the other, et cetera. And it gives TDS a little more lead time if they are still working out some of the bugs with their new fiber service. So we felt that was a comfortable 3-month window where we could plan that transition.
Sort of a belt and suspenders approach. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Thank you. Is there any further questions from the commission? Is there any public comment? Seeing no public comment, could we have a motion, please?
Chair Payne, I'd move that we approve the contract between Lewis and Clark County and TDS Metrocom LLC as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve this contract between Lewis and Clark County and TDS Metrocom LLC as presented by James Thomas. Is there any further discussion from the commission? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of approving this contract indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those not wanting to approve this contract indicate same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Moving right along. Next on our agenda, Resolution 2025-105, levying an assessment upon customers of the Lincoln Solid Waste Management District who own real property in the district and owe an unpaid pay-as-you-throw charge for fiscal year 2025 to be presented by Misty Edwards. Good morning, Misty.
Good morning, Chair Payne, Commissioners. For the record, Misty Edwards, Senior Finance Coordinator. And before you this morning is a resolution to place unpaid solid waste charges on the tax bills of customers in the Lincoln Solid Waste Management District who own real property in the district. Customers that exceeded their assessed cubic yard limit for the period of July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2025 were mailed statements on July 16th, 2025 showing the breakdown of the charges and the amount due. Customers were advised that if their tax bills had not been paid by August 22nd, the charges would be added to their tax bill. Attached to the resolution is the Exhibit A, which lists the accounts and the outstanding charges. Staff recommends the Board of County Commissioners approve the resolution, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Misty. Is there any questions from the commission? Seeing none, is there any public comment? Seeing no public comment, let's have a motion, please.
Chair Payne, I would move to approve Resolution 2025-105, levying an assessment upon customers of the Lincoln Solid Waste Management District who own real property in the district and owe an unpaid pay-as-you-throw charge for fiscal year 2025, as explained by Misty Edwards.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve this resolution levying an assessment upon customers of the Lincoln Solid Waste Management District, as explained by Misty Edwards. Is there any further discussion from the commission? Seeing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. And last thing on our formal agenda, Resolution 3G, Resolution 2025-106, levying an assessment upon customers of the Lincoln Solid Waste Management District who own personal property in the district and owe an unpaid pay-as-you-throw charge for fiscal year 2025, presented by Misty Edwards.
Morning, Chair Payne, Commissioners. For the record, Misty Edwards, Senior Finance Coordinator. And before you this morning is a resolution to place unpaid solid waste charges on the tax bills of customers in the Lincoln Solid Waste District who own personal property in the district. So essentially, this is the same as the last one, except the last one was real and this is personal, and mobile homes are considered personal property. Staff recommends approval of the resolution.
Thank you, Misty. Is there any questions from the commission? Seeing none, is there any public comment? Seeing no public comment, could we have a motion?
Chair Payne, I'd move that we approve Resolution 2025-106 as presented.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we pass Resolution 2025-106 as presented. All those, is there any further comment from the
Chair
commission?
Payne,
What? Yes,
just a comment if I could.
do a comment, please.
Just, we only see this once a year and Misty's for us once a year on this, but I'd just like to thank her for her hard work tracking and keeping tabs on and managing essentially the over the years, the Lincoln Solid Waste District details with the what's owed, what's not, and keeping that board together and managing, staffing that board as well. And so just, it's a lot of work and a lot of detailed work. So thank you for your good work on this.
You bet.
Nice comment, Andy. Tom, do you have anything?
Sounds good. And second to the Commissioner Hunthausen's comment.
Okay, let's see. It has been moved and seconded that we pass this resolution 2025-106 as presented by Misty Edwards. All those in favor of this, approving this resolution indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. I have another document in front of me, but it's not on the agenda, so I don't think we can do anything with it. So we'll move into agenda item number 4. This is the time for public comment on any public matter within the jurisdiction of the commission that is not on the agenda above. Seeing none, this meeting is adjourned.